Hey guys. So I felt like I should react to a quartering video today. I don't know. I just kind of felt felt like doing it, and apparently he's left Twitter. I don't know if this is clickbait. It could be. Actually, I haven't seen any of his. Well, I mean, I've seen like screenshots of people that have people have like taken screenshots of his tweets and like made fun of him, and I've seen that stuff, and that's been pretty entertaining. But the quartering, actually, he blocked me on Twitter because I constantly harassed him and told him that he was scared of debating people, and also I would constantly just make fun of his tweets because they're generally really stupid. And I would just kind of make fun of him in his mentions, and yeah, he blocked me, so that was a fun time. Actually, I chronicled the whole thing on my on my channel, so I don't know. You can go watch those videos if you care. But apparently he's leaving Twitter, and I'm just kind of curious to see why. Um, it looks like there's a little intro here where he's pretending to be what's the guy's name? Ash Ketchum? Is that Ash Ketchum? I don't know. I've never seen Pokemon. I don't play the games, so but this intro looks incredibly cringe, and I'll be honest, I don't want to continue watching this intro, but I will just because it is my duty. So let's let's get into it.
Hey, Ash!
Twitter.
It's almost out of sight, huh?
Uh,
Take care.
Twitter.
Good luck, buddy. Goodbye.
Twitter.
I'll always
now I will
remember
say,
you.
I think I will predict that the reason is because he was, oh my god, he was constantly getting dunked on, and it was really fun to watch. Like he the quartering is just a really good punching bag. And it's just fun to make fun of him, and it's just fun to dunk on his really stupid tweets. And it just constantly happened. I assume it constantly kept on happening after he blocked me, and I couldn't really see his tweets anymore. Um, and yeah, I'm assuming that's why he's left.
Thank you for everything.
But
Goodbye.
maybe
Twitter.
he'll have a better reason.
I know it's my destiny.
What is Parlor?
Twitter is a cesspool.
I'm kind of curious. I just want to see what Parlor is. Is that like a weird like right wing thing? Free speech social network. Parler is a United States-based microblogging social networking service launched in August 2018, promoted as an alternative to Twitter, and particularly marketed to political conservatives in the United States. Hey, here we go. Look, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. It's actually funny, right? Like these are the people who like whine about like SJWs or whatever, wanting like safe spaces and stuff like that. When literally these people go and make like they make literal safe spaces for themselves. Okay, let's continue
It's a
watching.
cesspool that many of us willingly participate in.
Yes.
It's a behavior that is tough to.
I'll be honest, I like Twitter. I maybe it's just like the Joker side of me that just likes seeing seeing things go up in flames. So I personally really enjoy Twitter. I don't go on it as much anymore. Um, and generally speaking, it's like it's one of those things where like just because I don't know, I like it's not for any particular reason. I just like haven't really felt the urge recently to like go on Twitter, and I try not to get like involved too much in like the really contentious stuff, but it's just something that I enjoy watching go down. It's like, you know, it's like watching like a car crash happen, like or like when you see a car crash on the side of the road and you just like have to you can't look away from it. Twitter is one of those things, so I personally enjoy it.
Trace back to any logical sense of self-preservation or just normal motivating factors. Twitter is full of sad, hateful people upset that their lives haven't turned out the way that they had hoped. And
Oh,
so
he's really
they are driven
psychoanalyzing people
to,
now.
like crabs in a bucket, pull down anyone else who may be succeeding, who may just have broken the terrible, terrible law of being happy, enjoying things.
Yep, it's exactly what I thought. He's just like coping because he was constantly getting dunked on Twitter. That's literally it. Oh, this is wonderful.
One of the real ways that Twitter actively encourages the dumbing down of its user is by the removal of the willful removal, in many cases, of satire or jokes. People are so
What?
desperate to get a like or a retweet that there's no incentive to try and understand the nuance or satire.
Ah, yes, the nuance of the quartering's Twitter. You know you need a really high IQ to really be able to understand the quartering's tweets.
That exists
Oh my
in
gosh.
most everybody's normal everyday life. Twitter is reducing everything down to the absolute most least genuine, the least charitable rendition. You see this with the whole screenshots and screenshotting a tweet out of context, or screenshotting half a tweet and it gets like a billion, interactions. That's the type
I've never
of
seen anybody
behavior
screenshot half
it
of a tweet.
endorses, which is exactly why you have such a huge percentage of these
What's
people
like
who
the
say
what is the context of a tweet? If it I mean, I guess if you're not showing like the entire thread, but like all tweets are just like they're just like they're just things of their own. Like what you want people to like screenshot your entire feed? I don't even know what that means. I don't know what screenshotting a tweet out of context means. Like that's just like a really weird thing. I don't know.
insane things, who spout the dumbest crazy things that many we hear laugh at. I actually feel bad for them now. They have spent so much time on Twitter that it has genuinely hurt their ability to understand humor,
Like that's the thing, right? Like I'll be honest, and like right when like I would make fun of him on Twitter a lot, but like I did not spend all of my time on Twitter. Like if like it was literally just me, I'm scrolling through my feed, and anytime I saw like a dumb thing that he tweeted, which in my defense, that happens a lot, I just go in and make like a snarky reply or to it. That's literally all I did. Like it's not. And I mean, I don't know. I guess he. I mean, listen. I'm probably not like somebody who he actively thinks about. So he's obviously he's talking about other people, like probably people like 9 Volt, maybe. Just the various people who would constantly make fun of him. Probably like people like the Surfs, right? So he's obviously not talking about me, but since I am one of the people that he blocked, I do feel like I should defend myself here. Believe me, Quartering, you do not. I do not spend much time at all thinking about you.
understand satire, to understand context. And
Oh yeah, I don't like. What do you mean satire? Like I remember one of the one things was that he would like. So there was a guy. I think he was like an author or like a comic book author or something. He said like, I don't remember exactly what the context was, but oh, you know what? To be fair, I guess yeah, that is a thing in that you can't. Although I did mention this before, but yeah, like tweets in context, like having an entire like thread. I guess that would be like if you just took something out of like the entire thread, that would be taking something out of context. But yeah, like I don't remember what the exact tweets that the guy wrote, but he wrote like he said fuck Hitler because somebody said something about Hitler to him. I think maybe he like wrote about Hitler or something, and somebody said something about Hitler, and kind of like asking him like what he thought about Hitler, and then the guy just said "fuck Hitler," and then the quartering responds to the author saying "yikes." What is that satire? I don't know. Like, what does that like that? And people would be like, "Ooh, why would you say yikes to someone saying fuck Hitler?" And then like the quartering, he just like he would be like, "What are you talking? It's a joke, man. You guys don't understand satire. Like, what are you talking about?" And then like later on, he went like, "Yes, saying fuck Hitler is a yikes moment. Um, you know, saying fuck Hitler is like saying racism bad." And it's like, that's not, you don't say yikes to that. That's not the response. You maybe you could say cringe, maybe, but you don't say yikes. So I don't know. That's like one moment where that's like one instance that he's probably talking about. That's part of the things that he's talking about here, where it's like, no, like that's not even a joke. If it is, it's not funny. It's just weird.
And this likely has bled over to real life. They
How
probably
so?
argue with their families on Thanksgiving about how turkey is racist.
Oh, sure.
They probably argue with their families.
Is
on
that a thing? Do
Christmas,
people say that Turkey is racist?
talking about how wrapping paper is actually a symbol for white colonialism? They take these same idiotic hot takes
I don't even know
Twitter,
what he's talking about
and
here.
they carry them into real life, which leads them down to a path of guarantee.
I will say this, in my experience, and this is my anecdotal experience, I generally don't like bring up politics to people. Like, it's like I will like just hear people say something really dumb. And I'm like, and then like sometimes I'll just like hold it back. I'm like, I don't want to get into an argument with like my great uncle here. I don't want to. But then I'm like, okay, no. And then he just keeps on saying dumb stuff. And then I'll butt in, right? So just in my experience, it's generally like my family members who are like just yelling about stuff, and then I end up butting in at some point. So I'm generally not the one that brings it up, but that's just my anecdotal experience. Because it's like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like being able to talk about politics. It should be a thing where like I guess everybody has their own opinion. And generally speaking, and everybody should be able to talk about it peacefully or whatever. And it's like, yeah, sure. I generally agree with that, unless your family member is like a literal Nazi or something, or like a white supremacist. Then that's like, what are you doing, right? But yeah,
Sadness and loneliness in real life. It creates a person, in many cases, in its most
also you
extreme-
gotta love how he's just completely vague posting here, like I was kind of involved in his whole Twitter drama, so I think like I'm kind of guessing as to what he's talking about here. But you gotta love how he's just completely vaguely talking about this, not really giving any specifics at all. So that's nice to know.
cases who is completely unable to understand or connect with people IRL. And so what do? They spend more time on Twitter because these are the people that
Yeah,
really
he's
get them.
like, I don't know, he's just
The
like
fact of the matter is, Twitter represents a tiny percentage
He's
of the
just-
population. And
he's just like
most of it
like
is
he's just completely guessing as to what goes on in
the
people's
real
lives,
world.
I guess.
Imagine if you talk to people in the real world like you did on Twitter. you'd be catching the backhand quite frequently. People would.
The way I talk on Twitter, I don't know. I feel like I talk on Twitter pretty much the same way that I talk online. Or I mean in real life. I feel like generally speaking, I don't know, maybe if I looked back on my tweets, that wouldn't be maybe I'd be like, yeah, no, actually no, not really. But I feel like generally speaking, I probably talk on Twitter the same way I talk to people in real life. I feel like I do. I don't know.
Would call you a jerk, insufferable. You'd be the person sitting at the end of the bar alone, laughing to yourself how you're better than everybody. This is the type of mentality that Twitter cultivates. And this is what I hope my viewers will at least be aware of, what it does to them if they so choose to continue to use Twitter. But if you choose to leave it,
But isn't your entire channel just telling people, like, imposing your views about things? Which, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I mean, I think a lot of your content is, like, bad. And I disagree with a lot of the stuff you say, but, yeah, like, your entire channel is talking about SJWs and talking about how much better you are than them. Like, that's literally what it is, right? Because you think that you don't like how they view things. You think they're too sensitive. That's literally your entire thing here. And that's my thing towards you. So, like, I don't know why he's acting like so high and mighty here. Yeah, it's actually it's funny. It's like he's talking about people who think that they're better than others. But this video is literally just him talking about how much better he is than those people. And his entire channel is him talking about how much better he is than other people as well. So, okay.
I bet you, if you just log out, you deactivate for 3 weeks, I could almost universally guarantee you'll be happier. Now,
I mean, generally speaking, that's probably true. Just because, like, if you're not constantly looking at the news, that you probably will be happier.
I've been on and off Twitter for years, and definitely it's always been a net positive for me. Even just dunking on people, even for all the the trouble that I get in when I put out a tweet that isn't worded correctly, or maybe it's just bad in
Yeah, I know how poorly worded. Yikes! Just the word yikes. It's pretty poorly worded there.
general. Twitter has a way to erode your humanity. It turns normal people into vindictive.
It's just people, like, it's literally just people dunking on the dumb stuff you say. Like, it's not that serious, bro. Like, if you just stopped saying really dumb things, then people would stop dunking on them. It's a pretty simple,
Monsters.
it's pretty easy to rectify the
consuming
situation, honestly.
all of the worst in humanity. Things that
Oh my
are
gosh.
popular on Twitter. Just look what's being shared. There used to be a time where you would see excellent cat videos and heartwarming moments.
Those are still there.
But over the last year, it's basically turned into an endless cesspool of rage bait and faith-destroying videos, opinions. It's no longer a net positive, and I'll be leaving it. By the time you see this video, I will have already left it.
Oh,
I
no.
stayed because interacting with my viewers is super important to me. But I've put systems in place.
I mean,
where
can't you
we
just,
can
like,
so very
go to the
easily
comment
continue
section?
to do that.
Oh no. Did your game just get
Man.
interrupted by an update?
No, my
It's
video
switching
just
time,
got interrupted
so a
by
Chromebook
your
updates
ad.
automatically. Switch to updates without interruption. Switch to Chromebook.
I'd rather not.
There's a subreddit. If you're a Reddit person, reddit.com/rthecording, all these things will be linked. There's Parler. Parler.com/profile/thecording.
You know, just these people off on the side. People to follow. PragerU, Alex Jones. Just these really, really wonderful people here. That is on this platform. Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Don't like Parler? You can join my Discord, which will be linked in the description.
Gosh, this is so funny. I love it because Dave Rubin, he did the same thing, right? I think, or what is it? I think he's still on Twitter, I think, but he like made his own little. He created like an entire other like website or like platform, didn't he? Like he literally created a safe space. These people that supposedly, they're always talking about how sensitive the SJWs are. Like literally anytime people like criticize them or say, or criticize their beliefs, they just cower away and they run away. It's so funny. I love it.
And below as well. Thousands of people have already joined in just mentioning it a few times. I will be making a point during the day, each day, to stop into my Discord and ask what topics people are interested in for the day, to check my subreddit, and to check my Parler. Twitter is garbage.
Yeah.
It rewards, it gamifies being awful.
Yeah, gosh, it really sucks when people criticize the things that I have to say. It really sucks that I can't just say really dumb stuff and not have people call me out on it. Gosh, it sucks so much. I hate it. Gosh, I really wish I could just I really wish people would just stop criticizing the things that I say, man. It's so annoying.
Awful. And I participated in it too. Of course I did. It's fun for a while. But then you get caught up in just being awful all the time. And then you go outside and you realize that normal people aren't like that. Normal people aren't just waiting in the wings for a typo. Normal people...
Hey, you know what? I do not... Going after people for typos... You are the worst type of person if you do that. All right. Quartering, you and me, we can agree on that. All right. Going after people for typos makes you the worst type of person. You are the scum of the earth.
Aren't taking a picture of a mistake you made 7 years ago and walking up to you constantly. This you, bro? This you? Did you say this? What do you mean when you said this? It's not for me anymore.
Hey, for him, it wasn't like 7 years ago. It was like maybe a year ago with him.
Twitter rewards this type of toxic behavior on purpose. It's why they're not making any money. Recently, it was announced by Jack Dorsey himself that Twitter is not making any money. And so they're considering rolling out Twitter Prime or some sort of paid Twitter program. Why do you think that is? Nobody wants to advertise on Twitter. It's garbage. We can look at scientific data.
Well, it's
as
also
early as
weird,
May
right?
2000.
With Twitter, because it's like if you just like plastered the whole thing with ads, then that would just make the user experience like worse. So I mean that kind of makes sense, right? Because like every time I see like an ad on Twitter, I'm like, what? Get out of here. I just like immediately scroll past it. And yeah, I honestly don't know how you effectively advertise on Twitter.
2019, where researchers discovered that when studying about 1,500 students, that Twitter has a negative effect on your ability to learn. The study found that students who used Twitter saw performance on tests reduced by 25 to 40% of a standard deviation.
I mean, I don't know what the study is,
average
but
result. Research.
I mean,
found the
probably.
decline-
I mean, if you spend like all of your time on any social media platform and you neglect your studies, then yeah, it's probably gonna factor into you
Our decline was most notable
not
among
doing
higher achieving
your
students,
responsibilities.
including women. Twitter is not making you smarter; it's eroding your intelligence. It's used by 150 or so million people a day, but in fact, Twitter is a detrimental tool, and I'm not even talking about mental health. Economists working on a paper published this month by the Economics and Finance Department at a university at Sacred Heart in Milan found that Twitter not only fails to enhance intellectual attainment, but it substantially undermines it. It is
Yeah, listen, man, I'm not gonna disagree with anything he's saying here. Twitter, I mean, like if you're just trying to look at it, just objectively, it's a hellhole. Like it is awful. but that's why like I look at it. I just like look at what's going on there from a distance. Sometimes I'll jump in, but generally speaking, I'm just like looking at what's going on from a distance, and I don't let it like infest my life.
quite detrimental. A professor of economic policy at the private research university on the paper's lead author said in an interview with the Washington Post. Just think about how many times you check Twitter a day.
But yeah, like here's the thing. I think he's going on off on all of this, but it's literally it's I'm pretty sure it's just him. He's just mad that he was constantly getting dunked on. Like I'm pretty sure that's literally it. I I don't buy this whole thing of like, oh, I just need to better myself. I was Twitter was invading my life, and oh, I just need to be in a better state of mind. No, I'm pretty sure he's just malding because he was constantly getting dunked on. I don't buy all of all of this nonsense.
And let's say it's 30 minutes, 20 minutes a day. What if you read a book for 20 minutes a day? What if, like I'm going to do...
Ew! Reading? What do you think I am, some kind of nerd? Get out of here with your books.
You know, you focus on being a better husband for 20 minutes a day. A better friend. You know, texting your friend to see how they're doing. Call your family.
At least he's not stooping down to the level of reading books, all right? At least the courting isn't doing that.
You know, pick up around the house. Organize your video games. Pick up a new hobby. Me, I'm going back to hobby grade RCs. Think of all the people who have literally ended their lives because of Twitter. Using Twitter reduced performance on the test by 25 to 40%. This is real. And this is not even the stress and getting into the addiction. An article by Rico
Yeah, again, I don't
also wrote.
I'm not I don't know, I haven't read any of those studies, but I mean there's probably some truth to it, but I don't buy that that's his reason for quitting Twitter.
Twitter is wondering whether Twitter is bad for society, and Jack Dorsey is starting a new research to find out it is bad.
Oh, I mean obviously.
The only
what
benefit
study
that
do
I
you
find
need,
from
Jack?
it is being able to talk to you. And now I've laid out the only 3 ways I'm going to do it going forward, and I sincerely hope.
I love that he's creating a safe space. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's so good. And hey, you know what? Like that's the thing, like when he blocked me, I went like, oh, okay, whatever. I can move on with my life now. I didn't care. I don't think that many people like care that enough to like follow him to all those other places. So like this is probably gonna work. But I will miss to a certain extent. And I have missed dunking on him constantly and making fun of him. Oh, this is a nice thing. This is a nice place where I paused at. I will miss that to a certain extent. But oh my gosh, it's so good that he's literally making his own safe space. It's wonderful.
that you joined me there. This isn't me telling you to uninstall Twitter. For many people, Twitter is a totally fine tool. It doesn't consume too much of their life. For me, I felt, and I have been talking about this on and off for the past month or so, I felt like it had become a negative impact on my life. I felt like it had been a time waster. And I just know going into the 2020 election season, it's only going to get worse. It's only going to be a place where angry people go to be angry, where people who are not interested in intellectual conversation go to
Yes, all of the intellectual conversations that the quartering tried to have, right? All of the intellectual topics, such as are Shira's boobs too small? Yes, all of these. Oh my gosh, just the quartering. He is just an intellectual titan. He all he cares about is furthering a good discourse. Oh my gosh.
have their biases confirmed. It's a place where people self-select into their own echo chambers.
That's literally what you're doing here. What are you talking about? That's literally
And
what
this
you're
goes
doing.
above and beyond just, blue-haired, crazy people all stick together. No, if you follow me on Twitter, most of us are still in kind of the same bubble. We self-select that way in the content that we engage with. We tell the algorithm the type of people we like. These people take our data and they sell it to other companies. And then when we go on other websites, we get the same people we like and the same things they know we like sold back to us, reconfirming our own biases in life based on the content that we want to watch or the products we talk about or the presidential candidate that we like. Twitter is not a net positive for me. It may be fine for you. You may be saying, I just use it to meme a little bit. I use it to whatever. Okay. Cool. I'd be willing to bet there's 100 things that you could be doing better than that.
I mean, I can think of 100 things that would probably fulfill my life more than watching this video. So, are you telling me to stop watching this video?
And I'm guessing that a lot of people, if you really start to question the amount of time you spend on social media and really ask yourself if you think it's been a positive experience and it's been a good thing, I have a feeling there'll be a lot of people that decide to take a break from it today too.
I mean, you could
I'm
just say the
interested
same
in
about
talking
any
to
other
you now.
thing that you spend too much time with. I don't know.
I'm lucky. I have a YouTube audience. I'm not a small channel anymore that really needs that video to go viral on Twitter to live. Right now, I'm concerned about being a better husband, better work-life balance, and removing the toxic elements that are causing my hair to fall out at an increasingly rapid rate. I hope that you'll either join the Discord, follow me on Parler, or that if you're a Reddit user, you use the Reddit. Because while these are all social media areas and platforms, and they have their own problems, none of them are anywhere near
No,
as
no more
trash
ads.
as Twitter.
Stop it.
Hope to see you there.
I think that was the end of the video
Is
anyways.
that old laptop still
I
trying
don't-
to boot up?
No, my laptop
It's
works
switching
fine.
Time. To a Chromebook that boots
I
up
don't
fast.
want to. Why
Oh,
why would I
just
want to
series.
deal with Chrome
Switch to
OS?
booting up as fast as 6 seconds. Switch to Chromebook.
No, stop it. Stop it. Okay, I'm skipping this one. No, actually, yeah, no, don't copyright the video, Disney. Anyway, that was the end. Yeah, I don't buy it. I am like 95% sure that this is literally all just because the quartering was constantly getting dunked on. Because that's the thing. I think for like a long time, like anytime he tweeted things out, like all of the replies would just be people dunking on him. People would constantly be quote tweeting him, just because he really is an easy target. Like he constantly says really dumb things, and he was a very easy target. I am just 95% sure that is literally all. That's the only reason why he's moving on to other platforms. Yeah, I mean, like, I do not buy this whole, oh, I'm just trying to better myself. I need to be a better husband to my wife. I don't buy any of that nonsense, but I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Let's read some of these comments. That should be fun, right? Social media sucks, period. Twitter mob are made of resentful nobodies. Hey! Why are you attacking me personally? How dare you? People whose only life achievement is having a Twitter account. Never had Twitter. Didn't see the point. Okay, these actually aren't even that interesting. Yeah, okay, whatever. That was like not interesting at all. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really have anything else to say about this. I was just curious to see why he's quitting Twitter. I don't buy it. I'm pretty confident that it's literally just because people were dunking on him constantly. And I'm not gonna lie. I got some good chuckles out of dunking on him, out of seeing other people dunk on him. It was a fun time. And I will miss it, but I wish the quartering luck in his unbiased social media platform Parler. I wish him good luck in his various safe spaces, and I hope that people I hope that all these mean people don't follow him over there, and I hope he's just able to be happy on his platforms where people just constantly suck his dick. So, yeah. Goodbye.